I've stepped out of my time machine, and I feel like we're in a different year today.
I feel like it's I don't know, like I feel like it's an even year.
It is.
It's a positive year for Generational, for the podcast, and for us, two people, which is an even number.
And numerically, 2014 being an even number too. So
well, that's what I was.
Oh, did you already say that? You said that.
Well, I mean, because I said that 2014 it's even.
I thought you meant like level, as if you were to lie a spirit level on the ground.
It's like even level, like landscape
even level.
landscapely level.
I think geometrically.
So basically, what you're saying is, as a podcast,
we've
steamrolled over 2013.
If this podcast were an obtuse triangle,
sure,
you would basically you divide that by pi. So you and then you'd end up with an even level year. So that's where we sit.
So what you're trying to work out is the isosceles, the angle for the highest point of the isosceles triangle, making Generational podcast.
That's right. That's the one.
And that's the angle.
That's the one.
Well, there you go. How was your break, Timmer?
Nice, good break.
Timmer?
Yeah, thanks.
Timmer?
That's Mr. Mr. Timmer to you. Mr. Timmer.
I thought I'd try a new nickname for 2014.
No, not Timmer.
Timmer?
No,
because it's like I'm going to say Timothy, but then I sort of sort of stop. And
I've had a lot of nicknames over the year.
Okay. Over the year.
Over the year. Yeah. Well,
over the last 12 months, I've had a lot of nicknames.
No, when I was growing up, throughout my times growing up, I had a lot of different nicknames. Tim McDonald's is the full name, so I had things like obviously Macca. Which I hate. I hate Macca. It's disgusting to me.
Donald.
Macca's. Mickey D. Mick D.
Yeah, Macca's.
Timbo.
Yeah.
Timmy.
Yeah, Big Mac.
T McD.
Yeah, T McD.
Yeah.
That is stretching it a little bit. That's
Mickey D.
Mickey D
Mickey
T.
D, I've had that.
Mickey D,
and then
T.
I've had girlfriends call me...
oh, here we go. Asshole.
Timo.
Yeah.
I've had
liar.
Some of my Latin
cheater.
Some of my Latin homeboys down there calling me Timoteo.
Well, that's just because they're that's a different language. Tim,
well, that's great. So Timoteo. I've had and
a little bit racist.
So T-Bone.
T-Bone's nice.
Slim.
Yeah.
I've had Slim.
We've only got half an hour for this episode.
Oh,
so
right.
Maybe we
my
should
apologies.
Let's stop with that. But thank you for the for the options, and thank you, I guess, from everyone else that can now talk to you and call you a different name on Facebook.
Call me whatever you like.
Generational at facebook.com/facebook.at-generational.
So welcome to a new year, and how was your break, by the way?
It was an incredible break.
Was it?
T-Mac. It was full of, topical stories and definitely material-worthy instances.
Okay.
So we're going to hear a little bit about my New Year's. We'll get into some of it. One thing I wanted to bring up, though, you mentioned you ride a bike.
That's right. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
We were at a team meeting.
We were, yes.
And you mentioned that you ride a bike, and I thought you were joking, and I laughed.
And why did you think I was joking?
It's just the thought of you on a bike, Tim.
Okay, here's the deal. Okay, I think what you're picturing are these like guys on racing bikes in Lycra with their racing caps on, all this bullshit, bright colors, sponsored looking outfits, things like that.
I was going more towards tassels coming off the side of your handlebars, maybe a nice little wicker basket at the front.
No, look, I do like to go bike riding. I go high speed and I go hardcore.
Of course you do.
I ride a lot of the trails, like the street trails in Brunswick and stuff like that. And actually, I did go. I took some rides over the break, which was true. And I enjoyed it. I just powering it. The funny thing, I actually have a quick funny story for you.
Here we go.
There's a bit of etiquette involved in riding on trails and things like that.
On trails, with a bike. Yeah, you have to be on a bike first of all.
This is true.
That's a good etiquette. That's a good way to start your bike riding profession.
If you forget your keys, you can't start your bike sometimes.
Exactly
that can be a problem.
So,
but once you get it started, you're going hardcore. Because there's so many different caliber of people riding their bicycles on these trails.
There's different people.
Do you know what I mean by this? Or are you going to repeat?
I don't.
You're going to. No, okay.
I don't. What you mean. I don't know. So what you're saying is everyone's different.
Yeah, I mean, not just in like creed, religion, color, anything like that. I'm saying in their abilities, right? So you got all these same people on the same trail riding at different abilities.
I saw people that don't look like me riding a bike.
Did you?
It was crazy.
Oh, insane.
But what do you mean by that? Explain.
Well, I've been riding, as most boys.
Yeah.
Did you ride a bike as a kid a lot?
I rode a bike as a kid, yes.
Like mad. So by the time you're, in your adulthood and you're riding a bicycle, you're very proficient and skilled. Proficient to use one of your terms.
You know how to use a bike.
And there's a lot of girls out there, and there's a lot of because bicycling is really trendy in Brunswick these days too, and you get a lot of people who shouldn't be on bikes out there riding the trails, and they're taking up the trail. But the etiquette is like you're supposed to ding 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 your bell to go around and let them know you're there. Homie, don't play that game. I don't play that shit. I don't have a bell on my bike. I've got why would I have a bell on my bike, dude? Yeah, I might have one of those big Mexican horns.
Yeah, of course. You've taped it to the handlebar. You've got trail. So
what I like to do is I like to fuck with these like kind of nerdy dudes who are on like. Okay, here's the example. So I'm coming up upon really at high speed upon this really nerdy dude. This is something that happened. This is a true story. And I was coming up on this dude who was going really, really slow, and it was just coming up to an up, like at the bottom of it, it was going to come up to an uphill. So you got to give him some speed. So you go uphill, change it to lower gear, blah 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 blah. You don't ride bikes. You're looking at me dumb.
All of that just went in and out.
But I swept past this dude without like
proficiently swept past
without any warning at all, and then I quickly darted in front of him because there was another bike coming the other way, and in doing so, my rear tire actually brushed his front tire just slightly, and he. I looked back just kind of under my armpit, because I was like down in the hunch.
You were happening. Yeah,
and I saw he was like really wobbling, like kind of going over towards the grass, but I never looked back, and I assume he just ate shit, and he may be in the hospital now.
Flipped him off, and so if he's listening right now, and then we're sorry about that, but no, we're not sorry about that at all. So generational, it's a new year, T-Mac. That was a good way to start it off with a story about you almost killing someone.
Yep.
Lots more to come.
Let's get into this bad boy. Listen to your. Did you want to stretch out this dialogue to get to the break? The
drop. The drop happens at about a minute.
Oh right.
So we have another 40 seconds where we can talk for a little bit.
Maybe you can time the drops a little bit better from now on.
Well, I mean, I was thinking about it before, but then obviously we're off the cuff. This whole thing is off the cuff. So if your New Year resolution was to listen to us, then we're pretty off the cuff. None of this is planned, and all of it is random.
That's it.
That's how we roll. Meat and potatoes.
That's it.
Meat and potatoes podcast. 2 guys, 1 mic.
I reckon it's time. Drop that shit.
Well, we've still got another 14 seconds. You know what? Generational podcast will be right back.
Come back. Well, I think that was worth the wait.
That was worth the wait, I think. That's just me saying that, and I do like that song, but that was worth the wait.
And I rarely like your intro songs. I'll be honest with you here.
Gen X, Gen Y, a little bit of rhyme.
Because we did find out last year that in one of those surveys that dubstep was officially named the worst genre of music in 2013.
Well, that was by a panel of old men that don't like young people music.
Fair enough,
if there was any 18, 19-year-olds on that board, dubstep wouldn't have ended up being the worst. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
Fair enough.
So I have a little bit of something that I hate about the new year, or at least the first 2 weeks of each year, T-Mac, is when you've come back from holidays after, a couple of weeks.
Yep.
You're back at work. Everyone's there. Everyone's hating on life. They don't want to be back at work. But how was your New Year's small talk rant annoys me so much.
No, just how was your break in general?
How was your break? I don't want to why?
I know.
Why do you want to know? It's a small talk thing, and I've got to that point now. I feel like I'm maturing, or I'm becoming more pessimistic, or whatever the word is.
That's correct.
Angrier at life, and I hate people.
Yeah.
But I can't be bothered with small talk at all.
You're becoming cynical. That's the word.
Cynical. That's the word. Yeah. There we go. That's the word, definitely. So people come up to me and they're like, "How was your New Year's?" I'm like,
but dude, it doesn't just stop there. It goes throughout the fucking whole year. Every weekend, every Monday.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
How was your weekend? What'd you get up to?
What did you get up to on the weekend?
Nothing I care to share.
Tell me about it.
What'd you get up to?
What did you do? Did you do anything fun? You went out to the club?
Yeah. Did you see a movie?
Yeah, had a few drinks.
Did you go? Yeah, good stuff. And then it says the only reason they ask that is because they did something that they want to tell you about.
And then they're fishing for it. So do you go snowboarding much? No, I don't go snowboarding much.
Do you entertain them? Do you validate them by asking them too? Not much. How about you? Or do you just go and walk away?
I keep it really simple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I flip them off and I walk away.
Yeah, cool.
how else am I going to get the point across?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
No, well, see, that's the thing. You have to go along with it, don't you? Especially, like, I mean, to be nice, I don't know, but, like, I just hate it. And I try to get out of the situation whenever I can.
Yeah.
So people are coming up to me and they're like, oh, how was your New Year's? I'm like, yeah, really good. How was yours? Just deflecting straight away.
Totally. Yeah, really good. How was yours? Yeah.
Not interested in going into detail with you.
I don't want to have to tell them
Yeah.
that I went out to a major dance party.
Yeah, you went.
That I took too many pills.
Too many pills.
I shat myself in the corner.
Yeah.
The cops pulled me out.
Yeah.
By the time I got into the cop car, my pants had fallen down to my ankles. They were dragging me out by the handcuffs.
All of us were on pills at this point.
Yeah. You were tailing behind, closely behind. You were crawling all on fours.
Yeah, I was on all
They
fours.
basically, you then...
I pissed myself.
Yeah, you pissed yourself. You had puke all over your hair.
Yeah.
It looked cool.
Yeah.
But it wasn't wrong.
I had a chihuahua with me. I was making out with it all night.
I don't want to have to go through this with people.
Why?
You know what I'm saying?
Why would you want to reveal that?
I mean,
someone
look,
that
it's already going to be.
know?
It's going to be on YouTube at some stage anyway.
And the other thing, T-Mac, it's people that are asking me. They're people that I don't talk to.
Exactly. It's small talk, bro. That's what small talk is, and that's what's fucking annoying.
You know,
they don't really care.
They don't care.
They don't care at all.
They don't care.
It's just for the sake of
having a
saying
chat.
something.
It's like that. It's that thing. It's like two guys getting together and just talking in front of a microphone.
Do you know when we get famous?
No one cares.
When we get famous with this endeavor that we're on right now, which happens to be within the IT realm, I suppose, in a manner of speaking.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And we develop our own offices.
Develop.
What we're gonna Google offices, for example.
We're going to start a company, a corporate thing, and then we have to have offices.
After all,
selling stuff.
I think what we should do is it's mandatory to be wearing headphones at all times in the office.
Don't talk to anyone.
Exactly.
No one have
if
any...
If you get caught talking to anyone, you're not doing your job. Okay?
You know what I feel? I feel morale will be really low, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Because that's how we are all the time.
Exactly. Then there's no expectations.
We bring everyone down to our level.
There's no false expectations.
Yeah.
Dude, if you have a bit of a boogie, a dance, no, we're going to outdo Google in the coolness realm. Everybody's going to want to work for us.
We're the cynicism version of Google offices.
That's correct. Yep.
So there's not going to be any nap pads. No,
hell no.
Everyone has to listen to headphones with loud music in it all the time.
Look, if it's your birthday, we take you to a private room. We sex you up.
We isolate you from everyone.
Exactly, yeah. There's no social stuff here, dude. It's just all isolated.
It's your birthday. Oh, did you just get engaged? Okay, yep. Go work in an office today.
Go work that off in the room for yourself there.
It's gonna be a windowless room as well.
But the beauty of it is there's going to be a library of 50 million songs that you can play on the headphones.
Sure, yeah, of course.
There's going to be an entire table full of drugs.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever you want to do, however you want to enjoy that, there's going to be sex toys.
But by yourself.
By yourself, always.
Because we're not in the business of socializing.
Come back out, grab a sanitary towel, and get back on the phones.
If anyone wants to make a podcast as well, feel free.
This is true. Yeah,
because that's the way that we work.
Yeah, we encourage that.
We're going to filter that down to our employees.
Solo podcasts, the wave of the future.
Tim, you've probably heard about it, but I don't know if you've been neck nominated.
I have heard about
that. Have you heard about this little phenomenon, the neck nominations?
Yes. Okay.
Explain to the listeners if they don't know what the neck nominations are.
First of all, let me preface this by saying if you're a new listener in 2014, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Generational Joshua and T-Mac. But T-Mac, myself, I am not a Facebook user. I never have been. I don't own a Facebook account. I get invitations through the generational Facebook account. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, a lot of people are young on
and often Facebook, this will cause waves in my marriage because I'll get something from Jacinta.
Yeah, it'll be like,
blooming hell.
Hey T-Mac, how about you come down to Track Bar and have a bit of a party with me, a bit of a dance, and that's going well.
And it would be fine.
Timbo, what are you doing?
If I didn't go, it'd be fine. But I always have to. I feel like I'm obligated to these people.
Well, I mean, they've put the effort in. Yeah. To invite you to,
and vicariously, I owe it to them.
You owe it to
get
them.
Out there and do that.
Sure, they probably invited 1,000 people.
Oh, really? I thought it was just me.
Oh, no, it's just for you, man.
Oh, it's just me. Okay,
just me, just you.
So I've heard of this neck nomination thing, anyway.
Can you explain it to the listeners?
So apparently,
from your point of view, I want to know what.
From an outsider, non-Facebook user point of view, someone sends you they nominate you to scull a beer while recording yourself with video, and then you post that video.
Mm-hmm. And then you nominate.
But what does it get judged somehow? It's like, do you try to do it the most unique way? You try to drink the most? What is it?
Well, it started off as just a way to try to, the 6 degrees of separation thing where everyone knows someone through 5 other people.
Yep.
It's kind of like that thing. They're trying to start this massive chain, and it was working for a long time. And it was supposed to be, the rules were, and I state, drinking a beer, you got to scull a whole pint of beer.
Yep.
And then you get to nominate 2 other people.
Okay.
If you decided to scull 2 pints of beer, you could nominate 2 people per beer.
Okay.
Right? So that was the idea, basically.
Yeah.
But people have taken it to the next level.
Okay.
And now they're just trying to outdo each other, and they're doing shots. They're doing suicide shots. They're getting lemon squirt in their eyes. There was one video of a dude who took his pants off, sat at the top of a slide, and people poured a jug of beer down his back.
Right.
Through his crack onto the slide, down to the bottom of the slide where 2 people were drinking the beer from the end of the slide.
Brilliant. So now it's become jackass.
People are just trying to do
Facebook.
Stupid ways to do it. So it's getting crazy, and it's all over the news now in Australia. It's a massive thing because it started in South Australia.
So we're going to come up with some unique ones here.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Let's start posting them on our Facebook as well. So get on facebook.com/generational and you'll start seeing some as well. But I did an eknom on the weekend, Tim.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna admit to you.
You did, you nominated someone, or you actually you were the scholar?
Because the idea is you can't do your neck nom video until you've been neck nominated.
Sure.
Right? So it's kind of become a popularity contest.
Oh God.
Like when you get neck nominated, it's like, yes, I have a friend. I have a friend, and now I get to do a video and neck nominate 2 people. It's like, it's what is it? It's a way of being acknowledged.
Sure.
Right? So if you haven't got a neck nom video, you're not cool. Okay?
But Facebook, the whole idea of it anyway is just to fucking pretend, give people perceived popularity.
Yes, that's what it is.
In fact, I was at the Aussie tennis the other day, and I saw these 2... how do I put it delicately? Fat, ugly girls.
Very delicate, yeah.
Watching the tennis, but fully strolling through their Facebook.
Of course they were,
and just trying to, every 5 minutes. To me, that's desperation for popularity. That's desperation. Who's talking to me? Who's going on? And then they're putting in little notes okay, you're at the tennis yet? That's all you have to say one time. Someone just missed a shot. It came right by my head, or this or that or the other.
There was an ace.
Off.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Exactly right. Yeah. What a step.
That's my little rant.
Well, so what happened was on the weekend, I was with a few mates. I was probably with about 6 or 7 people. And we realised that none of us, out of all 6 or 7 of us, had been neck nominated.
Okay.
So we were...
You're at
how
a low self-esteem.
We were all at a low self-esteem.
Really?
So
does it really matter to you that much?
Well, we were getting drunk as well. And that's the thing. We wanted an excuse. We wanted to do neck noms. And because we were talking about it and we were laughing about how all of us were not cool enough to get neck nommed.
But why didn't you just neck nom each other?
Well, you're not supposed to just start it yourself.
Ah.
It was supposed to start in South Australia and then work its way around the whole world.
Who's going to know? It shows up in the Facebook trail or something.
We started it ourselves.
Oh, good.
We did our own one.
Yeah, why not?
So we started it ourselves.
You should have done.
Why not? There's no shame in that.
Did you put a little bit of difference on it? Did you put skull nom or something?
Skull nom.
Skull nom.
We could have started our own one. No, we just pretended that we got nominated by people. Yeah, so it's pretty shameful, really.
I don't see a big deal.
A little bit sad, but
it's good that you're keeping it between us because you wouldn't want anybody to find out about that.
No one tell anyone. I never got neck nommed.
I want to put something past you that is something that happens on occasion, and I want to get your take on it. Okay. When a female slaps a male in the face.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
There is many... I could go on for hours about this.
This is a very delicate topic,
Yes, it is. I know. We have to be careful about it. But at the same time, we're a podcast. We can say what we want.
Okay, so obviously men, you're not supposed to hit women. But when a woman takes it upon herself to give you a slap across the face...
It's like you've opened the floodgates.
A lot of
it's like entering a lawful agreement.
Well, and what do you mean by that?
Well, once you... Okay, it's like... What's that rule of war?
All's fair in love and war.
No. There's like that,
war
the legal thing. The parlay, or what is it? the thing that all countries abide by, so they don't like torture and kill other countries' people.
Oh yeah.
What's the rule?
Yeah,
it starts with G or something, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
What's
that
the
thing.
word? The thing.
Call us up right now if you know that. So that's that thing.
So anyway, that thing. It's like if you break the rules of that thing.
Yeah.
Then the other country is at war with you, and those things don't count anymore.
So things that fall under that are like pulling toenails out.
Yeah, absolutely. So the bad thing
emptying someone's baby powder thing on a 44 degree day, so they can't powder the balls.
Paper cuts in the webbing of the fingers.
Yeah, def.
You know, like to get political information out of people. That's bad.
Exchanging a maxi-size pad for a mini pad for a woman.
Yeah, I know.
It's like if that mini pad's not going to cover that crack,
and it's humiliating for the girl,
isn't it?
Because she's like, well, I mean, what am I going to do with the rest of this crack area that's not covered?
Yeah,
sitting people in a room, locking the doors, and putting a Justin Bieber album on.
That's right. Yeah.
And having it go the whole way through.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Totally. Just torture.
Geneva Convention. Oh, it came to me. I can't believe that. Nice.
It's because of the talk that we had. That's all we need. We just needed to go on with that.
That's it. That's the one.
So the Geneva Convention. If you break, so what she's doing by slapping the guy's face, she's breaking the rules of the Geneva.
Sure. She's breaking the rules
because he's not going to slap her in the face.
Well, that's the question. Okay, so so what do you do? Have you ever been slapped by a woman? In the face?
Have. Yeah.
Okay, and what was your response to that?
I just sort of, you're angry, but you give it out verbally.
Did it give you a bit of a sting, or was it kind of like, that was nothing?
It was hard. It was
really?
She did it as hard as she could.
Okay.
Yeah, and
was it in public?
Yeah. No, there's been one in public, and there's been a few
a few.
So the first 15. Let me go through them in detail.
Fucking hell. All right, give me one example of what you did to deserve one.
No, it wasn't even like it was just a girl was upset with me, angry at me. We were having a fight. It was with it was a girlfriend.
Yeah,
and we were sitting in a car, and she just like hit me as hard as she could on my face. And like we'd already solved the problem.
Yeah.
But it was like her, and she tried to make it into a joke.
Yeah.
But it was hard,
okay.
and it hurt. And I don't know if you've ever you've obviously been punched before. You automatically adrenaline rushes through.
Can I stop you right there? Why obviously? Why obviously have I been punched?
You're an active person.
Okay, you're speaking volumes about my personality here.
So you've obviously been beaten up a few times.
Yeah, no, I've
Tim.
been smashed. I've been fucking smashed. Prison, everything. Yeah.
So you get that automatic adrenaline rush when you get angry.
Yeah. And
you want to do something, and you have to sort of try and pass that.
Okay. On a side note, I've got an anecdote about this to go into, but on a side note, has a woman ever asked you to slap her during sex? In the face?
No.
Or punch her in the face?
Have you had that?
Asphyxiate her?
No.
Nothing like that?
No. Have you?
Okay.
Well, no. Choke. Yeah,
choke.
Light choking, no. Not like actual asphyxiation,
Choke me lightly. Choke me lightly.
Don't hurt me, but choke me.
Okay, so check this out. So over the break, my wife and I were in an elevator.
Yeah.
Okay, in a major retailer here.
Crazy.
Okay, so we're going up to the floor, and it's almost at our floor, and then the elevator takes this big jolt.
Yeah.
Like this big jump up and jump down, and her face went completely white. Yeah. No color in her face, and her eyes went blank. She's like, "Oh my god!" And judging from that, I just immediately go, "Oh my god, we're stuck!" Right?
Yeah.
That was just to fuck with her. I copped a mad slap across the face instantaneously, just a hard slap.
Really?
I just go, "Oh my god, we're stuck!" And her face went even more fearful. And she just smacked my ass.
Why did she do that? Like, what was the...
And I was just like... Wow. And then the doors opened right then, and there were people outside, and she walked out all pissed off. And I'm like, what the hell was that? I was just kidding. She's like, no, that wasn't funny. And she got really aggro. She goes... But then she apologized. She goes, I'm sorry I slapped you. I'm really sorry I slapped you. It was just my initial response. I thought we were stuck. I felt the jolt.
How would that have helped if you were stuck?
Well... At least she could know she died by giving me my just desserts.
If you were stuck,
right,
and you were just pointing out that you were stuck, she just slapped you for no good reason. If it's like saying it's raining, and bam, you got a slap to the face.
I know exactly, but the timing of the doors opening was perfect because then it was just like. As soon as she was aggro, she was then completely relieved at that same microsecond, and then I'm just left there with a fucking handprint on my face, and I'm going, "What the hell, dude?"
Did it hurt?
So it didn't actually.
Come on!
No, it didn't.
You've been conditioned. You've been punched in the face a few times. I assume.
I've been in a coma. No, but no,
one time I was at a club with the boys.
Yeah.
And by one time, I mean every time we go out, pretty much, we're fucking with each other all the time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And this one time, I was out, and one of my bigger mates tried to push me into a group of girls.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's what you do.
That's so primary school shit,
he
dude.
just shoved me.
That's such primary school
He
shit.
shoved me, and I knocked one of them,
Yeah.
and I'm like, sorry. Like, it was good. I started talking to him. But still, straight away, I went back to this guy, and he was just laughing. And with my left hand, because I was being nice, I punched him as hard as I could in his chest.
Yep.
And like this guy's a bigger dude. Like he can take care of himself.
Yeah.
And he went quiet for about a minute. And he said to me afterwards, like he ended up being okay. Like 5 minutes later, he's like, dude, I was so angry after you punched me.
Dude, you know what we used to do? Me and my best buddy. Now I'm not a huge guy. I'm kind of thin. I'm wiry and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you look good though.
But I had a really good friend of mine for a while who was a big rugby player, right? Yeah. So we used to intentionally fuck with people. Like we'd be walking through crowds, and he'd be like, he'd give me a nudge to say, push me into this guy that's walking towards us. And so as soon as the guy was walking past us, I pushed him as hard as I could. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like as in we were in a fight. Yeah. And he would exaggerate being pushed over and just smash the dude, like fucking just bam! And sometimes he would send him to the ground just because we like to fuck it. And then we would just walk away and go, sorry, dude. And we would just nothing would happen. We just love to do that shit. Yeah, totally.
Dude, that is crazy. Man.
Amazing. We didn't.
So that was the BFC of like, you know, however many years ago. 20 years ago.
That's the one. We used to always do that shit. But thankfully, you know, he didn't go silent for 5 minutes and say it hurt.
Well, details.
Hurt so good.
I mean, we're pretty, you know.
All right.
We're not very manly, like. I just needed to mention something now to all our listeners that stuck with us last year and listened to a lot of our eps would know that I am a massive fan. You could say I idolise Mr. Ian Hewitson.
Oh, God.
Tim, would you say that I idolise Mr. Ian Hewitson? That's because he's my idol. Okay.
In one episode, way back when, I made a negative remark to Ian Hewitson, and you took high offense to that.
It wasn't nice.
I said something like, what the hell? Because it was the first time you had mentioned it. I hadn't heard that before. I'm like, what? Huey? That dork? That fool? And you're, excuse me, I'm sorry. You're offending my idol.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, T-Mac.
And even though I know it now, I still don't know what it is so much that enamors
It's something about his presentation, the way he talks, the way he
There's something about a fat, red-faced man in suspenders that does it for you.
There's something about that.
Right.
I've found my niche. I have found my niche.
Okay.
Oh, I'm trying to stop repeating things as well in 2014. That's my New Year's resolution. You know what I mean?
Like you just made me repeat.
You did just repeat something.
God.
So yeah, if anyone hears us repeat, well, there you go.
So why do you bring up Hewitson?
That's right. Yeah, so over the holidays, I went to his restaurant on Fitzroy Street, which is just down the road from me in St Kilda.
Which one's that? What's it called?
It's called Barney Allen's.
Okay.
And it's it's kind of down the end of Fitzroy Street.
Sounds low budget.
It was fairly low budget.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was cool though. And I met one Mr. Ian Hewitson.
Did you?
I did. I walked up to him because he was sitting at the bar. I was joking with someone. I'm like, dude, I just came here so I could see Huey. And they're like, he's sitting right over there. No. And I'm like, no, he's not. And they're like, he is. And I was like, no, he's not. And they're like, well, he actually is. I then replied, I'm like, well, I don't think he is. And then they went on and they said, listen, just have a look inside. He's right there at the bar. Yep. I then looked and I saw, and he was there.
Okay. What was he doing?
He was just sitting at the bar, right?
By himself?
So I'm like, I'm going to
go with a bottle of whiskey.
With a bottle of whiskey. He was
loaded.
trashed. He was doing lines of cocaine off the... We're going to start a rumour.
I believe that.
So I walked over.
Was he sitting with Nigella doing some lines?
I wish.
Yeah, no
that would be the three of us doing lines. Would have been great. Oh, man.
Now there's a sight.
That is a...
Huey doing lines off the chest of Nigella.
That is a good
Let's take a moment to ponder that.
We should make a movie based on that scene. We'll start with that scene and we'll just work a movie around it. So I went over there. I'm like, naturally, I'm going to talk to him.
Okay.
Naturally, I'm going to annoy the hell out of him. I'm going to pester him because he's my idol.
Yeah.
So I went over there with a couple of mates. And
did you have any idea what you were going to say to them?
I had no idea.
Like, you know, when faced with the presence of your idol, did you go silent? Did you go awkward? How did it pan out?
This is what I did. I kind of went a little bit sleazy and arrogant.
Really?
Right?
Okay.
Because I was nervous. I wanted to show off to him a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So I had a hand on the shoulder and I'm like, Ian, how are ya? That's how I opened.
Okay.
That's how I opened, right?
Yeah, of
He
course.
was writing something on his hand with a pen, and he said to me, and this is exactly the tone that he said it to me, "I'm writing."
Oh.
And I'm like, I look back at my friends, I'm like, yes, you are. I'm like, wow, so I got to meet my idol, and he's going to ruin my vision of him.
Yeah, of course.
But then he continued to turn around. He's like, "Oh no, sorry guys, sorry." He's like, he must have realised that he was talking to like fans or whatever.
Sure.
And so I had a little bit of a chin wag with Mr. Ian Hewitson. I opened with, "I have a picture of you on my bedside table,"
Oh God.
which is true.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck off.
So he was a little bit creeped out, and we got
So
a photo.
did you tell him he's actually seen you yanking your willy on occasion, or do you put the picture down?
I tried to avoid that, but obviously it came up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, okay.
He'd know all about it.
So, any physical proof of this encounter, or
I do have a photo which will be going up on our Facebook after this.
Oh,
I
do
wanted
you?
to mention it on the podcast first, though,
Nice.
T-Mac, because our listeners get priority.
can I just ask? Is there any chance of getting L. Huey on the cast?
I don't want to get your hopes up, but yes. All right.
Stay tuned for that one.
There you go, T-Mac.
Well, that's
Episode number 1. We're back. We're back into the swing of things. Momentum is up and ready to go. What does that even mean? I don't know, but we're ready to go. Stuff's happening.
Yeah. We're back in 2014. We got so much in store for you. Nothing of which we have any idea is going to happen, or
It's week by week with us, T-Mac.
It is.
Teach me a word right now. Go. You've had
Yes.
all New Year's to think about. How was your New Year's, by the way? Was it good? Answer that small talk question.
Truculent.
Answer the small talk question with a new word for us and our listeners.
Okay. So you utilize a new word in my New Year's.
Yeah. So hey T-Mac. Hey, how was your New Year's?
Yeah, good. How was yours?
Oh, you're supposed to say the new
No,
word.
I was like, yeah.
Mine was truculent.
Yeah, truculent. Very good.
Oh.
So truculent is like really. It's kind of like aggressive. Truculent. It's like it's
Well, they can't see the hand movements, but yeah.
Truculent. Yeah.
Truculent. Truculent is
Truculent. Someone's just kind of aggressive and kind of testosterone driven. Yeah, bit truculent.
Bit trucky.
Bit aggressive.
Bit aggressive.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
aggressive. It's truculent.
Yeah, so my New Year's was very anti-truculent. No, we kicked it. We watched some fireworks in the backyard. We could see the CBD. I had a couple cocktails, some friends over. Low key and minimal, rubbing on people, which is good.
Well,
good.
that's it's different to mine, but that sounds good as well.
Yeah. What was yours?
Yeah, mine was good.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to ask some people on the floor. Let's go out and ask some people on the floor how theirs was. Just so we can,
absolutely.
And we'll come back and send us your New Year's stories via email, generational@gmail.com. And Twitter @generational. Tweet us. Let us know what you think. Give us a star rating.
Thanks to Bo for giving us an iTunes rating as well.
Thanks, Bo. Appreciate that.
You're
2
the man,
stars.
Bo.
2 stars, but precarious. But
2 stars out of 5.
2 out of 5. But I know Bo is a very harsh critic. Like, the words did not match the star rating. The words were nothing but like.
Did he give us 2 out of 5?
Yeah, 2 out of 5. But you know what? Right. Look, he's a reviewer, man. So he's going to. The music will kick in again now. Bo's going to be like really critical.
Yeah,
like,
of course. Yeah.
To give us a 5 would be like saying we're the best of the business. We're not.
We're not the best in the business.
He just knows
we're a meat and potatoes, 2 guys, 1 mic.
That's right.
Podcast.
Yeah, that's it. So
pretty definitive.
2 stars. You got to kind of, take it, roll with the punches. It's funny because it brought our average out of 10 reviews. Our average was 5 stars. Now it's 4.5. So his 1 rating. Yeah. Brought us down half a star.
But what he said about us was really nice.
It was.
So it was like probably one of the best.
So we still
ones,
thank you, Bo. You are the man.
We love you, Bo.
Man.
So stick around with us and follow us around. Thanks to all the new listeners today as well. Welcome to the Generational Universe, and stick around, and next Thursday will be the next podcast day. We'll talk to you then.
Late. Hey, for you regular listeners out there, we apologize for cutting off that end bit. We had some technical errors. The music went a little louder than expected. We love you. We'll see you in 2014.
We love you.
Late.